This is the GEPRC SMART 35. I've been waiting quite a few weeks for this to arrive, but it was definitely worth the wait. It's a fantastically good fun 3.5-inch quad that's fast and flies beautifully. And if that wasn't enough, it's under 250 grams, and as you'll see, it's a mighty strong little drone. Hello and welcome to the Whirly Bloke channel. And for more like this, well, you know what to do. Yeah, it's pretty fast, isn't it? I'll show you some more DVR and HD footage a little bit later, including when I got a bit carried away and hit one of those metal lampposts at full whack. So this is the analog version of the Smart 35. There is an HD version that's got a Cadex Vista, but it's more expensive. It's around another $120. This is just under £200 or about $250, and I think it's worth that money. It's basically a 4mm carbon unibody frame, all nicely chamfered and finished, and it's got this 2mm top plate. And buried in here is the flight stack. It's a GEPRC F4 35 amp all-in-one with a power switchable 600mW VTX, and on the back is this Momoda lollipop antenna. It's all very nicely soft mounted. And I've fitted an FR Sky XM Plus receiver here, but you can order this with an RXSR or a Crossfire Nano. The motors, these are GEPRC 1404 38 50 kV, fitted with these Emax 3.5 by 2.8 props, and these are currently my favourite 3.5-inch props. The FPV camera is the Cadex Retel V2, which is one of the better micro analog cameras. And the build quality is up to the usual GEPRC high standard. My only criticism is that the frame and the motor bolts here and here, they're all quite loose and needed nipping up. I've not seen that for a while, but it's something you should check before your maiden flight on all quads. So the quad on its own, let's have a quick look. That weighs, we'll get that on there. So that is 128 grams, near enough, a little bit over. I've been using these GMB 650 mAh 4S 160C lipos. That brings it up to 208. And if we put a naked GoPro on there, that's 237. So the whole thing is still under 250 grams. In the box you get a bunch of hardware, including some spare bolts, and you get the joystick for the OSD menu on the camera. some more bolts. You get these nice neoprene landing feet, which I've stuck on the bottom here. Very useful. There's an Allen key there for doing your prop bolts up. You get this rather nice 3D printed bracket on here that allows you to mount your naked GoPro, or probably one of the Insta360 cameras as well. That's a very nice little feature. They also supply these braces, and I think these are really for beginners to stop them breaking things, and they bolt across the front, so across here and across here. But what's interesting is, although these are for beginners to sort of act as a bit of crash protection, I wonder whether they might stiffen the frame up a bit, but may have to have a look at that a bit later. This is some footage from a naked GoPro, and I think it flies really rather well. It's fast, but it's smooth and not twitchy, no bounce backs or not too much prop wash. The Betaflight tune is just what GEPRC have configured, and they've obviously spent some time getting it right. There's no nasty behaviour, and even their rates suit me just fine. So let's have a quick look at how GEPRC have configured Betaflight. Let's connect to the quad. And let's see, we are running Betaflight 4.2.3 and the target's the GEPRC F411 all-in-one. Very nice, just check that's working, that's good. Okay, now I've changed very little in here because I wanted to see how this was set up. Let's have a quick look through, and the ports, this is all fairly standard. It's using GEPRC SMART audio protocol to control the VTX. Configuration, all fairly normal, using D-Shot 300. There is no bidirectional D-Shot set up. That's all fairly good. Set to 180, the arm angle, which is good. Power and battery, those look like Betaflight defaults. Failsafe, this looks like Betaflight defaults. Let's have a look at the Pid Tuning. This is the interesting part. Now GEPRC have obviously been busy in here. These aren't the standard. They've been tweaking the master multiplier to get the PD ratio and PD balance correct. A little bit of PD and gain, depends on how you look at these sliders, whether it's increased or decreased. It's quite confusing. D-min is turned on. Rate profile. So they have got a linear throttle response, a little bit of expo, and the rate is 800 degrees per second, which is not far off how I would set my own quad in terms of the rates. Let's have a look at the filters. Again, they have been busy in here. These sliders have been moved up, and there's a few filters in here set to very specific values. And it shows when you're flying. It's actually very nice to fly with no nasty characteristics. Let's have a look at the modes. This is what I set up. I've just got an arm switch, an angle, a horizon, beeper and air mode, and flip over after crash. And that's it. That's all I had to do. So it all looks pretty good, but is it up to a crash or two? I haven't flown analog for quite a while, and I was getting a bit carried away because it's such good fun. And I haven't crashed anything for a while either, but I was obviously suffering brain fade, and bang, I hit this metal lamppost at full whack. Is it going to flip? Yeah, it looks alright, but it looks like something's broken because it just won't take off. So I was expecting a frame or an arm to have broken, but no, there's hardly a mark on here. I can't see anything. Just a couple of twisted props, but I completely bent the motor shaft and bell of this motor. You can probably, I don't know if you can see, it's all twisted. In fact, when I picked it up, it was mashed into the magnets on the armature there. I couldn't even turn it. I've managed to bend it roughly back into shape to get it turning again, but this isn't flying anytime soon, so I've ordered a new one. So it's a pretty strong little thing, is this Smart 35. Now this is a very good quad that flies extremely well, and it's surprisingly fast and is mighty fun to fly, and as you've seen, it's much stronger than you'd expect. It's really pretty good. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.